Hi YouTube, it's Lena. It's been a minute, but I've unfortunately had some setbacks in my life. Starting at the beginning of this year when I should have been updating a lot of things, but I'm here now. If you want to skip me talking about what's going on, I'll put a timestamp here to just get to the eyeshadows, but I'm gonna cry a bit. By the way, before you run off, I'm not getting a divorce or anything. Me and Brian are still together and have really been each other's rock right now. So just throwing it out there that quick. But at the beginning of the year, my Chihuahua, my oldest Chihuahua, died. You know, I've mentioned him plenty of times before. He's been in a lot of videos. My little love bug, my minion. After 17 years, I finally had to let him go. And it hurt. And it still hurts. Hi, Robo. Alright, sweetie. I kind of needed that laugh, but you're in the shot. Along with her, my other two dogs are sitting behind me right now. They've gotten so used to me crying that they tend to come running every time they hear me sniffle. Because they want to help. I'd had him for over 15 years at this point, so he was about 2 when I actually took him home with me. He lived with my mom before that because I was living in a dorm in college. But when you've had a dog for that long, I don't know about you, but they really do basically become your child. And it really was just absolutely devastating when it happened. And I'm not over it yet. I don't know if I'll ever be fully over it, but I have good days, I have bad days. I basically have to do everything I can to keep my mind occupied, because when my mind starts to wander on its own, I start dwelling and then I start crying. I actually had a really bad day on Sunday. Well, it wasn't wholly a bad day, but it was a bad part of the day because I made the mistake and went to see a play with a bunch of my friends, and the play we saw was Radium Girls, which, if you are familiar with the history of the Radium Girls, you know why that wouldn't necessarily be a good idea to see something that ends that depressing. And wow, I mean, I literally have a degree in history. I knew what was going to happen. I'm very familiar with the story. The final monologue of the play just absolutely destroyed my shit. So I got to sob in an empty theater for 10 minutes after the play. And then got to sob outside for another 20 minutes while everybody in the parking lot was trying to look the other way. And all my friends know what's going on, and they know that, you know, I'm very sensitive about this. So, yeah. It's been a rough month or so. And December ended up being just really busy on top of it, so I didn't get a chance to film at all, and I was ready to come back in January, and then all of this happened. But I'm trying now. I'm not really in the mood to be on camera right now. Like, I don't have any makeup on currently. My hair is a mess. And I knew that when I came on here to talk about this, I was going to be crying a lot, so I figured it was better to just, for my first batch of filming, be off camera, because I knew I was going to ruin every last bit of the makeup on my face. So hopefully after the first round or two of catching up, it's going to be a lot of batch filming, but hopefully after the first round or two, I'll be, you know, more in the mood to be seen again. But yeah, just been a rough month and a half now, I guess. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things overall. So, alright, this thing. My Pan That palette for 2024 and 2023, and I think even 2022. I don't remember at the moment. But it is the Ulta and Avengers palette that came out in 2019, I want to say. or maybe 2018. I don't remember things anymore. I am beyond scatterbrained at the moment, like even worse than usual. I keep fidgeting with this ottoman that I'm using to film. I'm sorry. But anyways, here's what it looked like in November when I last updated. And ta-da! Here is what it looks like currently. I did finish it, and I did finish it by the end of 2024. It's been a long time since I finally finished like a full palette, not like a mini, not like a 6-pan, but full size 15 shade palette. So I'm really freaking proud of that, even though it took me several years to finish it. But that's more normal than, and I'm not, you know, hating on anybody that can finish a palette in a year, but that is a little bit more normal than some people that can finish, you know, 10 to 15 shades in a year. I mean, and like I said, more power to them. Absolutely, I'm very proud of everybody that does it, but I'm realizing more and more that I cannot, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. I don't mind panning the same palette for a couple of years in a row. It's unfortunate that I own so many palettes, but, you know, we do what we do. Anyways, last time I updated, I only had these 2 shades left. Hero Vibes just took 1 more use, and Out of This World took 9 uses. I finished this on October 25th, and I did not write down the date I finished this on, but it was probably literally New Year's Eve that I finished the last bits of it on, because I was wearing this all over my lids for almost every look, except for the occasion that I would use my other palette that I also need to update on. So, I mean, that is it. I do plan to film my makeup empties for 2024 soon, and this will be in it, but I will mark through everything that I finished before 2024 just to keep that straight. But if you want to stay tuned through the end, I'm not only going to show the pictures of what I finished this year, but if I have all of them, from the beginning of when I started panning this as my Pan That palette. So it's going to be a good long montage of all the shades. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being okay with listening to me cry for a while if you stuck through that. And I totally understand if you did not and you just wanted to look at the eyeshadows. But hopefully I will see you guys soon, and hopefully even you'll see me on camera again. So talk to you later.